Yeah, y'all. In case you don't know who this is Saquon Barkley. He's the star running back for the Philadelphia Eagles who just won the Super Bowl the other day. If y'all don't know, I'm from this area, and I'm not from Philadelphia, but I'm from a region that's close to Philly where a lot of people choose between Baltimore and Philly as far as the home team. You know, I've met people that root for the Eagles, met people who root for Baltimore. So it's either or. I personally do not like the Eagles because of their fans. They're so cocky, and they didn't really have knowledge of football. I hated them with a passion, but I liked hating them because they hadn't won a Super Bowl. I used to always throw that in their face. They was talking about all these playoff games they won, but they didn't win the playoff game until they beat Tom Brady that time. And that was slowly the air. No, the air came out of me following sports. The air came out of the balloon with that 25-point comeback in the Super Bowl with the Patriots against Atlanta. I remember when they got that strip sack fumble. I said I knew what was going on here. I changed it. I watched the nature show, and when I thought the game would be over, I switched back to it. I saw nothing but Tom Brady and confetti. So they're no longer gonna fool me into thinking what they put out there is genuine. If you look at the back of an NFL ticket, it says this game is for entertainment purposes only. So you might as well be betting on Hulk Hogan versus the Undertaker. But anyway, getting back to this dude here. He rushed for like 2,000 yards this year. He almost broke the record set by Eric Dickerson. I think it's 2,105 yards. And he sat out the 17th game in order to not break the record because he already had 2,000 yards. In my opinion, 2,000 yards in a season is not an accolade anymore because, the first person to get 2,000 yards in a season was O.J. Simpson. He did it in 14 games, okay? So it's really based on 2,000 yards in 14 games. Everybody else, Barry Sanders, Terrell Davis, Chris Johnson, Jamal Lewis, and it was somebody else that really wasn't that good. But none of them, only Hall of Fame only like Marshall Faulk didn't get 2,000 yards. Emmitt Smith didn't get 2,000 yards. I don't think Marshall Faulk, I don't think he did. Marcus Allen, none of the all-time greats got 2,000 yards. Even Jim Brown, they played 12 games when he played. And I don't think he might have got it in 12 games. Jim Brown was something special. I never saw him play, but he only played 9 years. And every year he had over 1,000 yards. Every year except 2, he had over 1,000 yards. The first year in the league, he had, I think, 942 yards. And then another, towards the end, he had 996 yards. So if he had 14 games, he definitely would have got 2,000 yards. So I don't look at it. You got 2 extra games, now 3, because they play 17 games now. And it's not a record anymore. I don't even want to hear about 2,000 yards. It don't mean nothing because there's too many games for you to get it. That record, Eric Dickerson, 21-0, I don't think that'll be broken. Just like I don't think, this is a tangent, just like I don't think if you follow baseball or you know space. I got a lot of trivial knowledge, so I know that there was a 56-game hitting streak. That's the record by Joe DiMaggio. And Pete Rose came the closest. He got 44 games in 1978. And how I know it's not going to be broken is because he got struck out with 3 out. No. He got struck out. I want to say it was 3 pitches, but I don't think it was. But he got struck out really fast with 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth to end the game. If you want to see that, I'm not going to put that up. But if you want to see it, to see if I know what I'm talking about, YouTube, Pete Rose versus Gene Garber, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. But getting back to this dude here, this girl he's got, I don't know if he's married to her, but I know he's got a couple of kids by her. Everybody wanted to talk about she's homely. She's not homely, in my opinion. She's not. I'm 50 and this girl's 30, so she looks better to me than she would if I was 30, probably. But she's not an ugly woman. I've seen people call her homely and this, that, and the other. She's just not what what you would expect your stereotypical white girl that's, watching the draft. Yeah, that she does not look like a white girl that would be watching the draft with some dude who just got drafted. She doesn't. But I mean, to each his own. Would I smash? Probably. But I wouldn't. She's not that I don't like. Not that I haven't seen a white girl that I find attractive, but this one, not attractive enough to where I'm going to commit to her, because it's really important to me to be able to look into the face of my significant other and see some genetic similarities. That's why I'm big on mixed chicks. Not just the fact that they mixed, but they have negroid features. What are negroid features? The texture of her hair, the volume in her lips, and the broadness of her nose. Like I had a white girl at one point in my life. Between 16 to 22 is when I did the most. When I was actually a ladies' man, and I was going places, and girls were like, "Who's that?" "Well, he's cute." That kind of thing. 16 to 20, I had this. There was a white girl I knew, curly hair. She was Italian, curly hair, broad nose, and thick lips. I like that. I like that girl. We was cool too. Like it would be, and see, man, that's how you know. I used to think that I could have ended up with her because she was willing to follow my lead. Around that time I was into boxing, and the biggest boxers in the 90s was Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, people like that. There was no mention of people didn't really have a fan base or a desire to watch people like Michael Carbajal or Michael Nunn. He didn't watch these guys because they were lighter weight fighters, so they weren't interesting. But Patty used to like to watch that stuff with me because I used to like to watch it. But she wasn't faithful. Not with me. I don't know about with me. I don't know, but I know that I got to do my thing with her when she had somebody else, so I don't trust that. But nonetheless, she was the type of girl that you want, that's going to celebrate you and not tolerate you and follow your lead. That's what you want. And on top of that, she had negroid features. But I was 16. I didn't think about marriage at that time. But getting off the subject, me personally, I don't find this chick attractive to my liking. But it doesn't mean that she's homely. I didn't heard people throwing her under the bus. No, I don't see that. She doesn't have negroid features, which is a turnoff to me, because I'd be looking for somebody with those negroid features. I don't care how good she treated me, how good the bedroom fun was, how often she cooked, whatever she did, she still don't have the melanated look, and I would be looking for the melanated look. So, but nonetheless, it's come out recently that she put some posts up about the cheetah girls, calling them the cheetah N-words. And she also was photographed attending one of those antebellum slave parties where they dress up like on a plantation, and I don't know what they do exactly, but that whole theme has got to be offensive to black people. It is offensive to black people, I should say. Now, the look of this girl here, she doesn't look like she's not, there's a channel, Runaway Slave, he calls them boo bears. Basically, a definition of a boo bear is an overweight white girl that can't attract a white man who's taking advantage of his whiteness in America, if you could figure all that out. And even though this girl's not a boo bear, she probably could attract a white man that's taking advantage of being white in America. Really could. I see nondescript looking white chicks with husbands like this all the time, successful husbands all the time. Sometimes fat and bald, but still successful nonetheless. So I'm quite sure she's with this brother because he makes money. And that's the thing going forward as to why I really don't see myself committing to them, even if they got the negroid features, because they've got stuff like this in their past. If they don't, some member of their family does. If I'm coming to Thanksgiving or Christmas or coming to a Super Bowl party with your family, somebody there doesn't hold black people in high regard. I guarantee it. I mean, it's obvious to me. It's obvious. Come on now. But yeah, I don't know what it is with these N-words that think that they can get these women of other races, but because you got kids with them and you're committed to them and they're supposedly committed to you, that they still don't have traces of anti-Semitism, or not anti-Semitism, anti-black racism. They just, to some degree, they all have that.